Today on Refined, before there was Nordstrom, there was Frederick and Nelson.
I married a wife. Actually, I married two wives, and they both worked at Frederick and Nelson.
Employees of the iconic department store reunite and talk about the good old days. Plus,
welcome to HGTV Dream Home 2018.
Plucked from the pages of a magazine, Refined takes you on a dream tour of a Washington home that you can enter to win. Then,
the heat of the steak is going to melt the butter. Butter and bacon.
The feast that'll be a holiday treat for your taste buds and give you the gift of time.
Here we go. Cheers.
Seattle Refined starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. We're at the beautiful Fairmount Olympic Hotel. Look how beautiful this is. For more than 100 years, the name Frederick and Nelson was synonymous with high-end luxury shopping here in the Northwest.
Frederick shut its doors for the final time a quarter century ago. And while the iconic department store may be gone, it is certainly not forgotten. And that's especially true for a family of former employees who get together once a year to celebrate special memories. At first glance, this scene looks like a typical holiday office party. There's mixing and mingling as people come together, catching up, and connecting over festive food and drinks.
So good to see you.
But for these former employees of Seattle's flagship downtown Frederick and Nelson store, this annual soiree is something special. While it may be an office party, these folks haven't actually worked together for at least 25 years. The iconic department store closed its doors in 1992. Como News was there as longtime employees said so long, but not goodbye.
I feel very sentimental.
Tell me why.
Well, I worked for the store for a long time, and it's been wonderful.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a nice summer.
The memories of this special place are still very vivid.
Well, they had everything. At least my parents, we used to go at least once a year for back to school, and that was your one trip to the store for the whole year. It was a real institution. Everybody did it, and that's where you went. You went to Frederick's. It was the store.
Classy. They were. Of all the department stores that I went in, even when I was younger, Frederick and Nelson was my favorite, and my mom used to take us there all the time.
It was the glamour. It was the sense of prestige. It was the premium department store, and people made it their visit to Seattle during Christmas and special occasions. Everything from the bakery, the Paul Bunyan room, the tea room, and the fashion shows, the beautiful collections from around the world, and the couture fashions were unmatched in Seattle.
Besides the beautiful merchandise, Janet Bell remembers the mouth-watering aroma of frangos filling the air.
Made in the store, on the 10th floor.
In the main store?
In the main store downtown. And so every so often we'd be able to go upstairs and see how they were made or taste them or whatever. But the idea that they came from upstairs, sold downstairs, right there in that beautiful store was amazing. And everybody loves frangos, even today.
And now people gather to share their stories and precious keepsakes from the past.
So this is my new employee handbook that they gave me when I got a job at Frederick and Nelson. And I want you to know that you're out of compliance because you're wearing jeans.
This man wore a vintage Frederick's doorman's uniform his son scored on eBay. It all brings back bittersweet memories. And then there are the photos.
Well, we have a very good memento of Frederick and Nelson dated April 14th, 1943. As you can see, it's only four floors. It's now was 10 floors when we worked there. We both worked in the executive office from 1978 till early 90s.
I had never worked with women before, and I was a little nervous, and I came in after a 20-year hiatus raising my family, and I found that the greatest group of women. It was such a wonderful surprise and treat for me.
Many friendships were made at Frederick's, and lots of love matches too.
Yeah, I married a wife. Actually, I married two wives, and they both worked at Frederick and Nelson.
Seattle Times reporter Nicole Broder has covered this annual celebration for years.
Everyone has a story, and you think about the way things used to be done in not only in retail but in the city, and it's amazing. It's fascinating. So yeah, it's fun. It's a legacy.
Turns out, the real treasures that folks found at Frederick and Nelson aren't things you can fit in a box or a bag.
I made some great friends. I have some that are my lifetime friends now.
It isn't like you see them every week or whatever, but it's just good memories.
They care about each other. As people have gotten older and they've reached out to each other to help them in need, it's pretty amazing of having all these friends for so long.
Do you have a special Frederick and Nelson memory? Drop us a line at hello@seattlerefined.com and let us know.
If you're looking for something maybe a little quirky and offbeat to do away from the Yuletide fire, our roving refined photographers just stumbled on a gold mine.
Feast your eyes on Marsh's Free Museum in Long Beach. The local curiosity not only sells gifts and tchotchkes, but houses one of the strangest collections of display items around, including what they claim are the mummified remains of a half-human, half-alligator creature named Jake. Don't believe us? Check out the gallery on our website.
From day trips to dream homes, some lucky person is going to win a Northwest waterfront showplace. The HGTV network is launching a sweepstakes to give away its 2018 dream home in Gig Harbor. Refined's Malia Karlinski was the very first reporter invited inside for a VIP tour.
Stunning views, an open living space, and decor details that are decidedly Northwest. Just a few features of the 2018 HGTV Dream Home. I was thrilled to be the first person to get a VIP tour of this inspiring space, straight from designer Brian Patrick Flynn.
We got really lucky with this 1970s contemporary because it already had a lot of windows, but we did a few more. We made them larger because I really wanted that view of Henderson Bay on the Puget Sound to be the main star.
Some would have seen this tri-level as a teardown, but Brian and his team saw tremendous potential.
So first and foremost, it's all about the view. Then the furniture kind of doesn't compete with it. It just kind of fades away. And then the color scheme is a little unique for the Pacific Northwest. It's a little bit more Miami than it is Washington, but the whole idea is to keep everything very cheerful and happy in here.
This serene sitting room blends seamlessly into the kitchen, where less is more.
You might notice that we have two different types of countertops.
Yeah, so tell me about these.
Well, I wanted to ground the space with texture and a little bit of darkness because it's so light in here. So we decided to go with the wooden countertop. And then to make sure it wasn't overly wooden in here, the perimeter cabinets and the backsplash wall all the way up to the ceiling are an engineered stone that looks like Carrara marble.
Upstairs, the master level.
The thing about really small spaces like this and maximizing them to make them feel like a living room is to make sure you get the scale and proportion correct. But counterintuitively, when you're working with a smaller space, you want to go with larger furniture. We had our resident artist turn the back wall behind the bed into what looked like a vintage Washington postcard.
Wow, that is so special too. The large master bathroom has unique features like a pendant shower, nautical theme light fixture, and more.
We went around and tried to find anything reclaimed that had to do with life here, and so we found these from an old dock. And we had this empty space in the corner.
Next, we headed to the bottom level.
Okay, so Brian, you don't call this the basement, you're calling it the lounge, which is perfect. I don't usually think about pastels in a situation like this, and yet they work beautifully. So this is obviously a very family-friendly room.
One of the things that I always have to keep in mind is not having corners because kids get hurt. So these are ovular, but they also transform.
Oh my gosh.
So they go from coffee table to actual more of a dining table height.
That is so smart.
Then we've got the workout corner with the Peloton bike. And then in here, we have what's more of like a cocktail lounge.
Yeah.
We've got the wet bar back there, plenty of refrigeration.
Keeping with the pastel color scheme, this beautiful bedroom.
Well, first of all, the walls are really what I think are
wow.
And for some reason, I think lavender gets a bad rap, almost like people think it's kind of 80s, but to me, lavender is like a new neutral that works with so many different accent colors. And if you touch the walls, this is fabric, this is linen.
Oh my gosh.
There are so many special spaces, including some outside.
This is what we've been referring to more or less as the outdoor kitchen, because we have the built-in stove over there.
Nice.
And this is, because it's covered, this is an amazing way to take advantage of days when it might be rainy.
And then over here is really spectacular. Great place to have brunch or dinner.
That is the most photogenic spot in the house.
With so many stunning rooms and this incredible view, it's fun to daydream about winning the dream home.
One very lucky person next year is going to own this house, and so the whole grand prize is $1.8 million, and you win the house, you win a check for $250,000.
Oh my gosh.
And you get the lifestyle that comes with the Pacific Northwest.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
You can enter the HGTV Dream Home Sweepstakes beginning December 27th. For more details, check out the website. Seattle Refined is just getting started.
So you have a beautiful piece of meat here. What's the secret to cooking it?
Refined reveals the simple recipe behind one of the tastiest steaks I've ever had. But first,
Hey, Seattle love to rock out in the kitchen, and then the Chew and Como are looking for you.
That's right, it's the Chew's best chef on the block.
If you're a professional chef who makes a hometown classic like no one else, we want to know about it.
You can compete against other chefs in the Northwest for a chance to win a trip to New York City and appear on the Chew to face off against other hometown winners to win the title Best Chef on the Block. Talk about the culinary opportunity of a lifetime.
Head on over to seattlerefined.com/chef to see what's cooking.
Good luck.
Welcome back to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, when you serve up a holiday meal to your friends and family, you want to be perfect. You want that fantastic feast, but you don't have to get tied to a turkey or a ham to serve up an amazing meal. Our sponsor Safeway and Albertsons has just the recipe to help you create a holiday dinner you will never forget.
this Christmas I asked Santa for the gift of culinary convenience. That's why I headed to West Seattle to meet up with Jeff Anderson, the executive chef of Safeway and Albertsons. This guy is the master of meat, the prince of prime rib, the king of all cuts. Okay, I'm getting a little carried away, but Chef Jeff really knows his stuff.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Gard.
I'm Jeff. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jeff. If you talk about a great place to shop during the holidays, it's got to be a Safeway, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? You can find everything you need in our stores. It's a perfect way to save time, get great value in the products that you buy, and make a fantastic meal.
All right, what are we making today?
We've got a fantastic Open Nature beef tenderloin that we're going to sear and then roast with a little bit of bacon and Dijon butter on top of it. It's going to be delicious.
All right, let's go shopping.
First things first, we made our way to the meat department.
There are a lot of options here.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's a lot of different cuts of meat to choose from. The reason I like Open Nature beef is it's all natural. There's no added hormones or antibiotics. It's grass-fed. This filet mignon is the perfect cut for us for our steaks. Okay, we're going left. I grabbed the 2-pound pack, so I got plenty on hand. Okay, so this is what we need right here. Yep. We need some green beans. There's a bag up here to the left.
How many? Pound, 2 pounds?
A good handful. We're going to need some potatoes, too.
All right, here we go.
Okay, let's go. I'm hungry.
Me too.
After grabbing our ingredients, Chef Jeff and I headed to my kitchen to get cooking.
So you have a beautiful piece of meat here. What's the secret to cooking it?
Well, you know what? Whether it's roasting a piece of meat or grilling a piece of chicken outside or fish, the key is don't touch it. Let it brown before you flip it over. Don't get nervous and, you know,
a lot of people do.
No fidgeting. So what's really cool about Open Nature Meats is in the Seattle area, these are available exclusively at Safeway or Albertsons stores. So no other retailer has this quality of cut of meat in terms of like the Open Nature products.
So tell me a little bit about the compound butter. What kind of mixture are we making?
Well, we're gonna mix it with hickory smoked bacon and Dijon mustard. It starts with unsalted butter, so that way we can control the amount of seasoning we're putting in it.
And what about the potatoes? What are we doing with those?
For this dish, we're gonna put them in the microwave and just briefly steam them. By microwaving the potatoes and also steaming the green beans in the microwave, we're getting back the gift of time, which for the holidays is a perfect thing. You want to simplify your meal preparation. And then we're gonna put just a little bit of olive oil on each of these, which is gonna...
You love the olive oil, don't you?
If you ever have a dry plate of food and you want to bring everything together, a little bit of olive oil and help the juices kind of migrate together, oh my God, it's the best.
Those look perfect.
Let's put a nice dollop of butter on this.
Okay, you ready? Let's do this. Here we go.
Cheers.
That's so good. This is a good meal right from Safeway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice work.
Cheers. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
To check out today's recipe or seasonal favorites from Safeway, log on to SeattleRefined.com. Coming up.
I think Meredith would take her top off. Showbiz!
Things get spicy on Refined when the stars of Glee and The Office spread holiday cheer in Seattle. Plus, how to win Taylor Swift tickets this Christmas.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Gard Swanson. Have you got your tickets to Taylor Swift yet? Well, Refined wants to hook you up.
There's still time for you to enter for a chance to win 2 tickets to the May 22nd concert at CenturyLink Field. Just head to SeattleRefined.com/Taylor for contest rules and details. You have until December 26th to enter. So good luck, everybody.
If you're looking for some jazzy 3-part harmony this holiday season, Glee star Jane Lynch and friends may just have the soundtrack of the season.
Maybe it wouldn't be a party if it didn't have you. A swing a little Christmas time.
Lynch has teamed up with Kate Flannery, who played Meredith the Drunk on The Office, and vocal arranger extraordinaire Tim Davis to record a future Christmas classic, A Swingin' Little Christmas. Refined caught up with the talented trio before their recent performance at Seattle's Triple Door.
It's like 3 drinks in one show. I mean, it's like better than getting wasted.
Jane Lynch and Kate Flannery are jazzing things up this holiday. They're touring the country performing their album, A Swingin' Little Christmas, alongside famed vocal producer Tim Davis.
We just found out today that Swingin' Little Christmas, the song, is at number 18 of all music, not just Christmas.
Not just Christmas.
Refined got the chance to chat with the trio during their Seattle stop at the Triple Door. They aren't just bandmates, they're buds.
We've known each other forever. We've known each other since Chicago, back in the 90s. Tim and I worked together on Glee. He was the vocal arranger on Glee, and he arranged all the vocals of all 600 songs. So I actually hired him to be the musical director, and before we knew it, I said, be on stage with us, because he's so handsome and has such a gorgeous voice.
I thought I was the eye candy.
No, you're not.
You'll hear a lot of familiar holiday hits with a twist on their album. There are also original songs, including a new one with the legendary Dick Van Dyke.
And if you find you can't stop smiling,
For me, I grew up with the Dick Van Dyke Show, and we do a cabaret show where we dedicate a segment to the Dick Van Dyke Show. So it was really great to get to meet him. He came to see our show, and he saw our little tribute to his show. And
so if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, indeed. Isn't that great?
You do a tribute, and then they show up.
This project is just one of many accomplishments on Jane Lynch's resume. The Emmy and Golden Globe winning actress starred on Broadway, appeared in cult movies like Best in Show. And of course, there's Sue Sylvester. But don't expect to see her back in that role anytime soon.
I think that Glee was such a great idea that they should, and we need it so much, I think, right now in this political climate. And I think they should do Glee again in a different high school with different kids and different teachers, and just keep it going.
As for Kate Flannery, will drunk Meredith Palmer return to the office?
I feel like the fans are scheming and dreaming, and I don't know. I'll never say never.
As for Jane Lynch, she seems to do it all, and we can't wait to see what's next.
I never thought I would have be part of a record that's on Billboard Top
100.
20 now.
Yes,
Well,
yeah,
20.
Top 20, yeah.
Top 20. So, yeah, I find it best if I don't plan anything and if I don't have any goals, because what actually happens tends to be much better than anything I could imagine.
She just wants to run a small country, just a small country, maybe an island.
Just maybe like an island.
She could do it too.
Jane Lynch's album, A Swingin' Little Christmas, is available everywhere right now. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show. Time is running out to find our latest Refined to the Rescue Pound Puppy a forever home for the holidays, but we know we can do it.
How could you not fall in love with Nia? The folks at Saving Great Animals rescued Nia from a shelter in California where she was on the list to be euthanized. She's a 2-year-old Shepherd Hound mix. She does need a family with a yard so she can run around and stretch her legs. If you think you might be a perfect match for Nia, log on to our website to learn more.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gard Swanson. Thank you so much for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time.